Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's virtual college fair. We've got an exciting session brought to us tonight by the Catholic College Admission Association, as well as the Jesuit Excellence Tour. Before we get started, a couple housekeeping items. Note for all our attendees that your camera and microphone are off, so our panelists can't see or hear you. To that end, please use the Q&A button to type your questions to our presenters at any time. We also have additional sessions available on the StriveScan website. So if you have interest in another institution, please go ahead and sign up. And lastly, we are recording the session. So if you have interest in watching at a later date, you can do so at strivescan.com/NCCAA. With those behind us, we'll turn it over to our first presenter from Rockhurst University.
Hello, everyone. Share my screen here in a second. All righty. Okay, hi, my name is Bibi Solomon and I work with Rockhurst University. So thank you for taking the time to join us today. First and foremost, Rockhurst University is a Jesuit institution located in Kansas City, Missouri. And a Jesuit school, in short, prepares you to lead, serve, and pursue social justice. Our curriculum is based on 7 classical liberal art modes, which will help mold you into well-rounded individuals. And then we also combine instructor-driven learning with real-world experiences through internships, co-ops, job shadowing opportunities, undergraduate research that can start your freshman year, and then also service learning classes. Rockhurst, again, is located right in the heart of Kansas City, and it sits on a 55-acre. And what makes Rockhurst so unique is that you get the small school experience with a total population of 3,000 students and a big city. So you get the best of both worlds. The campus is only a 10-minute walk from the infamous Country Club Plaza district, which is a hangout spot with restaurants and outdoor track, if you will. RU is also just a few minutes from downtown Kansas City. And Kansas City has become a city that's innovative and up and coming with a lot of entertainment to fit all needs and lifestyles. And not only that, it is becoming a large hub of internships as well. So in terms of professional development and entertainment, you are covered in the city. Rockhurst's faith and spirituality are very valued as a component of the Jesuit education, and it is a home for all faiths. We offer over 70 academic programs with several direct entry and pre-admit opportunities, and it is not uncommon for our students to double major and still be able to graduate in 4 years. So you get to pick your own journey. As a Jesuit institution, we are firm believers that 40% you learn in the classroom and 60% you learn outside the classroom. So with that, Rockhurst has over 70 clubs and organizations to participate in, such as Sorority Fraternity Life, Voices for Justice, Active Minds, Leaders of Environmental Awareness and Protection, and so much more. We are Division II in athletics with 16 varsity sports and a member of the Great Lake Valley Conference. We offer various scholarships to students as well as financial aid grants, and you would be surprised at the amount of grants that you would qualify for. So for one, we do offer our merit scholarships that are solely based on your GPA, or with your ACT, if it helps level you up, you automatically receive them every year for 4 years. And finally, Rockhurst is a rolling admission institution. We do not have deadline to our application process unless you are considering any of our direct entry programs. You are not required to submit a standardized test score. However, we require an official transcript to come directly from your high school. And again, finally, we are open for in-person visits as well as virtual visits, and that's the link that you can use to sign up. And thank you. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you. With that behind us, we'll turn it over to our next presenter from the University of San Diego.
Hello, everybody, and thanks so much for joining for today. I'm super excited to be presenting to you about the University of San Diego. My name is Austin. I work for the Office of Undergraduate Admission here at USD. I'm our admission communications supervisor, so I spent 3 years as a counselor and now get to do a lot of our marketing, but I'm so excited to tell you exactly why I have pretty much the easiest job in the world, because I just showed this picture that you see on the screen before you and say, who wants to apply to the beautiful place known as University of San Diego? Our big theme for this year is envisioning your horizon. So finding that passion, that dream that you have and walking towards it or running towards it in some cases. That also lines up well with the fact that we're 10 minutes from Pacific Ocean. So if you really want to see that horizon line and beautiful sunsets over the ocean, you're going to find it. But I do want to start with just a little bit about who we are as an institution. So we are a contemporary Catholic university. What this means is we were founded in the year 1949 by Mother Rosalie Clifton Hill. And you can see a quote by her at the bottom of the screen there, where she talks about 3 things that are crucial to her in education, which are beauty, truth, and goodness. Beauty, as you saw in that previous picture, she believed the surroundings of USD, that San Diego itself, would inspire students to dive deep, that they would find truth and they would have goodness communicated to them. So you'll see through in their academics, you'll see that in the ways that we go out and change the world around us, as we are change makers. Folks who say, the theory of the classroom is great, but how are you actually enacting that positive change you want to see? And that's all taken back to our Catholic heritage and saying Mother Rosalie Hill believed that goodness would be communicated. And we also want to make that well known throughout the world. You'll also know that a big piece of that Catholic tradition is saying all are accepted, all are affirmed. So I very often get that question, do I have to be Catholic to go to USD? Or I'm kind of figuring out what I'm wanting with my religion. So do I need to know exactly where I'm going? At USD, we're very open, we are very affirming, because a big part of that Catholic heritage is inclusion and diversity. And you'll see that even displayed here on this screen, where you'll see on our right side that we have about 5,500 undergraduate students, and they come from all over the world. 48% of our students actually come from outside of California. You'll see that there are over 50 countries represented. There's actually 42 languages spoken on campus this year, which we're really excited about because you can even hear that diversity. You'll see that 41% of our students self-identify as students of color and 40% of our students identify as Catholic. So when you're sitting in a classroom that has an average class size of 21 students, you're going to be sitting next to someone who has a completely different perspective, a completely different view than you. And we encourage you to share that in these very discussion-based approaches to learning, this hands-on opportunity you have to really brush elbows with the people around you. And of course, to be inspired by your surroundings. Check it out. We are ranked 6th in the nation for being the most beautiful campus in the nation. I will tell you, we were number 1 2 years ago, then we were number 2, now we're number 6. I'm like, what's going on? We're still in the top 10, which we're happy about, but it's so nice to be able to really go back to that beauty piece that Mother Rosalie Hill founded us upon and say, you will have amazing views and an inspiring inspiring environment that will help you learn. And speaking of learning, it's important you know that we are a liberal arts institution. We offer over 100 programs of study for our students to choose from. About 1/3 of our students choose to double major. So you absolutely can have multiple areas of study. I'll tell you a new trend we're also seeing is that students are majoring and double minoring. So 3 areas of study. Y'all are smarty pants out there. But we're really excited to offer a really robust collection of programs. You'll see some of our most popular majors there in that blue portion on the right side. Lots of business, lots of science. Environmental and ocean sciences is also very popular because Pacific Beach or Mission Beach is just about 10 minutes away. But we have unique programs like change making, peace building, social innovation, these aspects where we know that we as humans are charged to make the world a better place. And so we want to give you that theory, but also be that change maker that I mentioned earlier. You'll see some important stats across the bottom there if you're looking for rankings. I think, we have the rankings. I always recommend students don't care too much about those rankings. Go to admission folks and ask how their program fits you very well as a personal human, as one who wants a specific environment. You'll also notice that we have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So it's all about knowing your professors by their first name, you knowing them by their first name, and making sure that you have that personalized learning environment. I do want to talk about the things we have outside of the classroom though too. I mentioned our proximity to the beach. We're also 10 minutes from downtown. We're 12 minutes from the airport. We're 25 minutes from the border to Mexico. So our students can go and have an international opportunity in a single day. I mean, our students are crossing the border with university ministry, spending time with our neighbors in Mexico, practicing their Spanish, serving in an orphanage, doing a construction project for a local church. and then they return that evening for dinner in our student life pavilion, known as our cafeteria, which actually we're ranked number 8 in the nation for our food this year. That is a ranking I care about. You got to have good food when you go to college. So we want to make sure that you are well fed, but also that your Torero life and your Torero experience is full of belonging. We want to make sure you know you fit here. We have over 180 clubs and organizations. We're D1 in our sports, NCAA, West Coast Conference, 17 different sports to choose from, fraternity and sorority life, multicultural groups. We also have this awesome space on campus called the Commons. It's made up of the Black Student Resource Commons, the LGBTQ plus and Allies Commons, the Women's Commons, and the United Front Multicultural Commons. So know that you will find a way to fit here, and we're really excited to show that to you. So with that, I do want to show just one last thing, because I know there's a lot of information that's being thrown at you. Use that QR code in the top right to log in, create a profile, and chat with folks like me and other students to learn more about what it means to be a Torero. We hope to see your application to USD. Thanks so much.
Austin, thanks so much. We're on to our next presenter from Loyola University.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm gonna pull up my screen here. All right. All right, thank you for joining us. Excited to be here. My name's Adam Schilling. I'm a senior admissions counselor here at Loyola University, Chicago. I'm originally from Indiana, but I actually did my undergrad here at Loyola from 2011 to 2015. Got degrees in secondary education and history. And so I'm excited to be talking to you about that today, my alma mater. Loyola University Chicago, like Rockhurst, is a Jesuit Catholic institution, so we share those Jesuit values. We are a mid-sized school. We have about 11,600 undergraduate students. So it is nice. You do have that kind of small community feel, but you do meet new people every year through your classes and clubs and organizations as you navigate campus in Chicago. With that mid-size, our average class size is 26. Largest class you're going to take is 100 students potentially in a 101 course your freshman year. We do want you to have those personal relationships with professors. We want them to know your name, who you are, to know your face. That serves you all the better as you go through your academic career. We have 80 undergraduate majors, many minors. We are located here in the city of Chicago. We have 2 campuses in Chicago. The picture here is our Lakeshore campus, located on the north side of the city, about 25 minutes from downtown. Here we have most of our classes taking place. Most of student life is centered here. This is kind of like our home base in Chicago. We also have a campus downtown called our Water Tower campus. That is where we have our School of Business, Communication, Law School, School of Social Work headquartered. We want students to be immersed in different backgrounds, especially as you're learning. We want you in those backgrounds that you're learning about. So if you're a business student, we want you taking classes in the heart of Chicago where the business is happening or the communications are happening. With that, we are in the city, so we have access to all the great amenities that Chicago has to offer, including internships and research opportunities. Students are able to get those through their professors, through our Career Development Center, through our Center for Experiential Learning, and it's just one of the good benefits of putting yourself in the 3rd largest city in the country where lots of things are going on. If Chicago's not enough for you, though, we do have study abroad programs. About 1/3 of our students will study abroad at some point in their undergraduate career. And we have an international campus situated in Rome, Italy. That's been our campus since the early 60s, so it feels like a home away from home. And we also have a partnership with our Vietnam Center in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. So regardless of where you're looking to go, we have some great options for you abroad. Looking at our academics, we are most known for our sciences, so bio, psychology, neuroscience, chemistry, all that good stuff. A lot of our students are on the pre-med track. We have our own medical school, we have our own hospital, so we are very successful in sending our students to medical school. We have the best undergraduate business school in Chicago, located downtown, like I mentioned, with their own career development center, so it's even easier to get internships here in the city. Right across the street from them, we have the School of Communication. A lot of your classes, if you're interested in communications, will be in a full-fledged TV studio with an editing booth, a podcasting booth, radio booth, all that good stuff. We have a direct entry nursing program that has 7 different clinicals over the course of your 4 years. One of my degrees is from the School of Education. It's an amazing program, 1,200 hours of classroom time. You start right away your freshman year, student teaching. It's a great opportunity to be fully licensed, ready to teach here in Illinois. We have the oldest school of social work in Illinois with a 5-year program if you want to get a master's degree and save yourself some time and money there. We have our School of Environmental Sustainability, which does a lot of great things on campus to keep our carbon footprint as low as possible, including our biodiesel lab, which takes waste from the dining halls and what students want to donate from the residence halls and turns it into fuel for our inter-campus shuttles, all the golf carts, makes all the soap on campus. It's a lot of fun. And then finally, we have our Parkinson School of Health Science and Public Health, which was founded in the fall of 2019. That has some great majors if you've been interested in public health or exercise science. At Loyola Chicago, the professors are the ones doing the teaching. We have grad assistants, we have TAs, but the actual learning will come from the professors themselves. These are people with PhDs or the highest degree in their field. They're active in their fields, so they're not just teaching, they're working, they're researching, they're doing archival work, something in their field that helps them bring knowledge fresh to you instead of just sitting in their offices waiting around to teach you. So we keep that number, that student teacher ratio low, so you have access to your professors. And we are a very vibrant student body. We have almost 300 student organizations and clubs. Anything you're interested in, you can get involved in here at Loyola. We have something for you. We are a D1 school. Many of you might know us from our men's basketball runs the past couple years with our sister Jean, who just turned 102 in August. So we're very excited to have that aspect of campus kind of brought back to life. We have excellent men's basketball, women's soccer, our men's volleyball team won back-to-back championships when I was a student. Those games are all free for Loyola students, just show your ID. And finally, for our seniors out in the audience, our application is live right now. You can apply directly from our website for free. You can also apply via the Common App or the Coalition app. And an overwhelming number of our students do receive financial aid in the form of merit scholarships, which run anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 per year, as well as grants through the FAFSA and additional scholarships through Loyola. With all that said, I thank you for paying attention tonight and listening to what I have to say, and hope that you will send in your application and join us on campus.
Adam, thanks so much. We're on to our next institution, St. Vincent College.
All right. Hi, everyone. It's great to be with you here tonight. My name is Christina Andre, and I'm one of the Associate Directors of Admission here at St. Vincent College. And I'm just going to pull up, I just have one slide to share with you. There we go. So a little bit about St. Vincent. We are in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, which is about an hour east of Pittsburgh. And we are a smaller college. We have about 1,600 undergraduate students here and a couple hundred graduate students as well. We do offer quite a few majors, particularly for a smaller school. We have over 50 majors from which to choose, and those have quite a bit of a range. And you can see we listed some of our most popular programs here, but our pre-med and biology and sciences are very big at St. Vincent. Also our business programs, our computer programs, including cybersecurity, criminology, law and society, our education majors, and psychology. Those are some of our very popular majors and very strong majors, but we have many others as well. And one of the things I often say about St. Vincent is that we are a small school, as I mentioned, but so many opportunities academically, socially. Even our campus spans 200 acres. It's pretty large. So in many ways, you have the opportunities of a bigger school, but you still have that small size and that community feel. Something that makes St. Vincent a little bit unique is, of course, we're a Catholic school, but we are specifically Benedictine, and we have about 150 Benedictine monks on our campus. Many of them teach in a variety of disciplines and serve in other staff positions. And our students, I think, whether they're Catholic or not, because we certainly welcome students from any religion or from no religion, but I think they really appreciate appreciate the wisdom, the experience that the Benedictines share with the college students. We have about 120 full-time faculty, and we have an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So again, students are getting a lot of personalized attention here at St. Vincent. As far as applying, we too are not charging an application fee at this time, and we are also a member of the Common Application. So you can apply through that, or you can apply directly through our website. And we typically, get back to you pretty quickly once you submit all your required application materials. And for the seniors, for our main academic scholarship, the top one is $26,500 for commuters, but then resident students get an additional $3,000. So they're basically ranging from about $20,500 to about $29,500 is pretty much what just about all the freshmen are getting for next fall. We have other opportunities as well for scholarships, and one that I want to highlight is our Wimmer Scholarship, named after our founder, Boniface Wimmer. This is an exam that is coming up in early December here. High school seniors who meet certain criteria are invited to participate in this exam, and the top 5 students get huge scholarships. The first place winner gets full tuition, room and board, and the next 4 students get full tuition. So seniors listening, if you're a good student and a good test taker, I encourage you to look into that. We also have need-based aid that can be on top of the academic aid, so it can add up very nicely. As far as athletics, I'm sure there are a lot of athletes listening right now. We are the Bearcats here. We are NCAA Division III, and we're part of the PAC, the President's Athletic Conference. Many of our students, I think roughly a third, do participate in one of our varsity sports, and many more do a club sport or an intramural. So it's a very active campus. Roughly 3/4 of the students do at least an intramural sport. And we have many other activities available at St. Vincent as well, many clubs and organizations, music, theater, the list could go on and on. And jumping back just a little bit to academics, when you're comparing your schools, it's always good to check out a few of the success rates. And a lot of our students do go on to various graduate and professional programs. In the last 5 years, we've had 100% acceptance rate to law school and an 82% acceptance rate to medical school. And our Career and Professional Development Center does a great job tracking down our graduates. And to get the full data and to be consistent with other schools, that is calculated 1 year following graduation. However, most of the students are getting jobs very, very quickly upon graduation. But going a year out, we had about a 90 to 92% knowledge rate, and 98% of those were employed in their field or in graduate school or pursuing some sort of further education. And on a final note, I do encourage students to visit as well. We're doing also in-person and virtual visits. You can schedule through our website, and we very much encourage you to do that. And again, seniors, encourage you to apply soon. Thank you so much.
Christina, thanks so much. In the time we have left, we'll ask each of our panelists to weigh in on the following topics. So the first question we have for the group is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? Again, starting at the top with Rockhurst University.
Yes. So the advice that I always give to any student that I meet with is once you start getting to a point where you kind of have an idea of what schools you like the best, my advice is that you attend any of the events that they have for prospective students. These are typically very immersive events that will give you a better insight on the campus culture, and it will help you narrow down your choices even more. So go beyond just the campus tour, because typically those are very official. You get a tour and that's it, but then also go to the events that they have for prospective students that are, whether they're overnight or a day-long event full of activities.
Yeah, for USD, I would say our advice is usually, think less about the rankings and more about what feels right to you. I am like very data-driven person. I love that personally, but it was that gut feeling that really leads you to the right place. So think about what sort of environment fits you well. How do you learn well? How do you want to interact with your teachers? What sort of people would you like to be sitting next to in class? And help that drive your short list of colleges rather than the ranking or the hubbub from your neighbors about which school you should go to. So really tap into your internal reflection and see what fits you well.
I would say one thing I always encourage my students to do is, if possible, we as admissions counselors love talking to students, and we love sharing our experiences with you and all the great things that our colleges have to offer. But if you can ever, whether it's a tour guide that you meet on campus, or if the school you're looking at has a text line or email for students, talk to the current students. It sounds kind of obvious, but like, get their perspective, their unfiltered perspective on the student experience, because that's the life that you're going to be living. So you might as well soak it up from the people that are currently living it.
I would say a couple tips, maybe on a practical note. Stay organized, and as you're looking at different schools, keep good notes and ask good questions. As you've probably heard, there are a lot of similarities with colleges, but a lot of differences too. I mean, check deadlines, make sure you're staying on top of all of that. And then I would say too, enjoy the process. There are so many great schools out there. Enjoy what you're experiencing and learning when you're visiting schools, maybe even the ones you're not going to go to, but just enjoy the whole process as you're preparing for this exciting new stage in life.
Thank you. On to our second question. What's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
One thing to remember, and I think that's really unique to Rockhurst, again, we are a smaller institution and we are right in the heart of the city. So we always love to say that you do get the best of both worlds. So if you are looking for a tight-knit community to just thrive in, Rockhurst will offer you that, but then you don't want to get bored in a small town. We are right in the middle of the city. So there's so much entertainment and professional development that Kansas City has to offer.
For the University of San Diego, we want you to know we're looking for change makers. So I mentioned a little bit about the way that we take theory and make the world a better place with it. We offer those unique minors in change making, peace building, social innovation. So do some research on what it means to be a change maker. Talk about how you're an advocate for social justice. You're a voice for the voiceless. You are volunteering in your community. Those are the qualities that we rate you on our application. It's not a secret formula. We are simply asking the question, is this student a change maker, and how have they demonstrated that through high school? So think about your change making qualities and really emphasize those on your application.
For Loyola, I would say think about our professors. These are some of the most qualified individuals in the world. We're top 50 school in terms of undergraduate teaching. A lot of times professors are experts in their field, but may not be the best at communicating that knowledge. But we here at Loyola Chicago have a great core of professors that are really excellent teachers as well as researchers.
With St. Vincent, I mentioned the sense of community here. There's a saying, once a Bearcat, always a Bearcat. We have a very strong alumni network, and I think that says something about the experience that students had here academically and in other ways too. There's just so much support here for students and for alumni. So.
Very good. On to our last question before we wrap up. What's one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process?
It's a private school, I can't afford it. That is not the case with private schools. If you toured a private school, did some research, and you really are intrigued or interested and want to pursue it, do not write it off automatically just because the sticker price looks terrifying. Private schools typically have more leverage when it comes to granting aid to students who want to attend.
Oh, I second that so much. Yes. I will also say, I don't really think there's just one soulmate school out there for you. I think there's probably 7 or 8. So relieve yourself of the pressure of feeling like you need to find that one school that fits you perfectly. It's about finding a school that you think fits you well and diving in. It's all about the ways you invest in the community, and I promise you, we'll invest back in you. So let go of the fear and just look for those schools that resonate with you and give you that gut feeling.
Somewhat similar to Austin, you don't have to know what you're going to do for the rest of your life right now. If you're like me, you had no idea when you were 18 and you changed your mind 3 times when you got to college. So don't worry about applying undecided. Take the time to figure out through taking classes, through talking with your friends that you make on campus, what you might want to do. I came in thinking I was going to do economics, and I left with a history degree and an education degree. So anything can happen, and just keep an open mind.
I agree with all the excellent points my colleagues here made, and I second all of that. And kind of along those lines, you're not necessarily locked into what you choose. I mean, you want to make a good decision on the first try, but if things don't work out, I know at St. Vincent, and I'm sure these other schools, we get a lot of transfer students from other schools. Sometimes it goes the other way for different reasons, but that is possible to do. So don't think this one decision is absolutely permanent, whether it's your major or your school. There is some time, there is some flexibility. So don't stress too much over that process.
Thanks so much. And with that, we will conclude today's fair. We want to again thank everybody for joining. We've got a quick 5-question survey out there, so if folks could take that would be great. Again, another reminder for additional sessions. If you have some interest, go ahead and sign up. And finally, note the recording will be posted to strivescan.com/NCCAA. Thanks everyone, and have a great night.